Okay, okay. Wow, I'm so happy to see you again. And it was beautiful time in Israel, but I miss you guys. So we start with thank Hashem, of course, like usual. We cannot do anything without Hashem. We have to thank you, all of you, each one of you, for all this really the positive attitude and positive vibration that we have here. Thank you so much. And of course, we cannot move, we cannot lift a finger without a technician. So thank you to the technician, Baruch Hashem. Okay, I had a beautiful visit in the Holy Land. As you know, it was beautiful. The weather was not good, but it was nice. We enjoyed it. However, you can feel the holiness in Israel. It's unbelievable, especially in Jerusalem. Okay, so we had a great time. I was sitting in Jerusalem, not far from the Western Wall. There was a nice guy there. He's my friend. He's a barber shop, and I was taking a haircut, and then we heard the siren. And so I told the guy, excuse me, what should we do? He said, don't worry, nothing will happen here. We are safe. Stay where you are, and he continued his job. So it happens only in Jerusalem. Any other place, you have to look for shelter. Okay, Baruch Hashem. So now we're back, and then we had Pesach. Everything was great. I hope that you had beautiful Pesach too. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Okay, we're talking about Parashat Shemini and the Torah portion that we just read, plus Shabbat. I would like to talk about two major subjects that happened there, and one of them is the death of the two sons of Aharon HaKohen, who were like unbelievable. It's in the middle of the the happiest time of the Jewish people. We had this tragedy, but that was one issue. But I wanted to draw your attention to the behavior of Aharon, the father of his two sons that died. It says over there that they were consumed by fire, but really the fire did not really consume the body physically. It's only that it took the neshama from the body. Anyway, so what happened to Aharon? I mean, two of his sons just died. If you remember the story with Jacob, we know that Hashem did not speak to Jacob for 22 years. Why? Because he was unhappy, he was sad, he was depressed, and he was kind of mourning because of Joseph. So you see, Hashem doesn't come, the Shekhinah doesn't come to talk to people when they are not happy. On the other hand, we know when Abraham took his son to sacrifice him, he also was happy. How do we know? Because Hashem was talking to him the whole way. And here we see the same thing with Aaron, that immediately after the incident, it says that Hashem spoke to Aaron. So that means that Aaron, he knew, he received the message from Hashem, and he knew that whatever Hashem does is only for the best. And look what Rashi says in this incident. Rashi says, and Vayidom Aharon, when Aharon was quiet, he said that he received a major reward for being quiet. And what is the reward? That Hashem talked to him immediately after that to show us that Aharon was not like depressed or he was like unhappy. Otherwise, Hashem wouldn't talk to him. So what is the message here? That Hashem knows exactly what he's doing. We don't know what Hashem is doing for us. So most of the time, human nature is to complain. We see something that happened and we don't like it, automatically we complain, Hashem, why did you do that? And why is this? And why is that? I mean, that after all, we are people, and we sometimes like to complain. However, if we see it the right way, we think about it the right way, Hashem knows exactly what he's doing and what we deserve. And I think we said that a few times in the past. Everything that happened to us or to anybody is basically the consequences of our deeds. So we cannot blame Hashem. Hashem is only reacting to what we're doing. And you can see that in Jeremiah talk about it in Echa, chapter 3. Anyway, so just to show you what is the reaction of different people. And in the book of Deuteronomy, I'm going to tell you the place. It's also something that we need to learn and to adapt if we can. It says over there, you shall be wholehearted with Hashem your God. This is chapter 18, verse 13. What does it mean? It said, don't ask questions about what Hashem is doing. He knows what he's doing. We don't understand, but he knows. Just go with him with whole heart and trust him and believe in him because he is Hashem and he knows what he's doing. Okay, so the message of this whole incident that we had with Aharon and his children is that we need to know. There's no question about it. There's no doubt about it that Hashem knows exactly how to run the world. You know, I heard, I don't know what happened a few years ago, there was a very sad tragedy in Israel when parents lost a soldier. And when some people went to see them for the Shiva, they were shocked to hear the parents said, I know, Hashem knows exactly what he's doing. He took the son, our son, and this time, because that is the way it's supposed to be. They were not complaining. They were not upset. They accepted this kind of catastrophe, you know, because they knew that Hashem is doing what he's doing the right way and not to complain. Okay, that was one subject of this Torah portion. And the other subject is the nuclear, it's unbelievable subject that the whole world know about it, and the Jews must adopt it, all the Jews, otherwise we're going to have a little issues here. And this issue, maybe you don't think it's so important, but it's so important, is the kosher eating, kosher food, especially kosher animals. Why it is so important, why it's so Hashem wants us to keep it like that. Look, if you look at the rest of the world, which is many billions of people, okay, they eat whatever they want. There's no limit to what they eat. I heard in some places, some people eat whatever moves, okay? So, and they're healthy, and they're strong, and they're functioning, and they're doing everything. You know, we can see that. We can see you know, they don't die because they eat all this whatever. They're still, you know, doing what they have to do. However, when it comes to Jews, Hashem told us specifically, what to eat and what not to eat. Where did it start? Okay, you know, it says Hashem was looking for the right person to start Judaism. So it took 10 generations from Adam to Noah. Nobody there was the right person. Then it took another 10 generations from Noah to Abraham. And then Abraham was the right person to start monotheism, which means to leave behind all the bad, whatever things, all the things that he had to leave behind and to start new life. One of the things that we have to start new is no more shrimps, no more McDonald's, no more cheeseburger, no more this, no more whatever. Abraham Avinu, no more of all this. Abraham Avinu, you have to look for kosher chicken, kosher this, kosher that. Everything has to be kosher. And if you don't have kosher food, don't eat. You know, there's a case in the Gemara, it says, you know, pikuach nefesh, when you have a life-threatening on Shabbat, you can break Shabbat. That's a halacha. There's no problem. So this man was in a very dangerous situation, and they told him that he has to eat chicken in order to live. Now we had a ready-made chicken, but not kosher. On the other hand, if you want a kosher chicken, he has to slaughter the chicken, cook it on Shabbat, the whole thing. Now, which is better? Which is to do? I mean, what do you think this person should do? He had chicken not kosher, and he has to wait for the kosher chicken to be ready. Okay, so they said it's better to wait for the kosher chicken because the not kosher chicken, it will make him come back to life. However, he would be suffering from, as the Torah said, blacking. His heart and his brain is going to be blacked from the Torah. The damage is going to have so much damage that is not worth it to eat it, even if it will save his life faster. So it's better to wait couple, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, to take a chance and to have a kosher chicken. He'll survive, and his brain and heart will be open to the Torah. Now listen to this. It's unbelievable, as I said before. And I tell you a story, maybe you heard it before, that it's scientifically proved. Why is it so important to eat kosher animals? So, when we eat it, it gets together with the blood, and the blood goes to the heart and to the brain. And if we eat non-kosher, it says clearly that it's blocked the person from learning Torah. What's the connection between non-kosher animal to Torah? So listen to this story. It happened, I heard from my rabbi, and he said, it happened in Israel. In Israel, there's so many places, many settlements called the kibbutz or kibbutzim, whatever. I'm sure you heard about the kibbutz. And over there, they started in the 40s, and it's usually a communist settlement. They don't know anything about Torah, about kosher, about anything. But they're nice people, nice Jews. They came to build the country. Anyway, so this young man, he came from the kibbutz. He doesn't know anything about anything, okay? But he tried to learn Torah, and he saw that he couldn't. He opened the book, and he just cannot connect with what's written there. So he went to the rabbi. He said, Rabbi, I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying, I don't know, to do tshuva or something, but I opened a Torah book, and I cannot understand anything. And it's a smart man. So the rabbi told him, listen, let's make a deal, okay? And if you're going to keep the deal, then let's see what happens after. So what's the deal, Rabbi? Say, you must stop eating anything that is not kosher. Eat only kosher food. And if you don't have kosher food, don't eat. Even if you have to, I don't know, be hungry for a few hours or a couple of days. So he said, okay, it's a deal. So he went back to the kibbutz, and he made sure that he eat only kosher. 2 months after that, he opened the Torah book, and he saw that he's connected. He could not believe. He said, wait a second, is this rabbi is a prophet or something? Or what's going on here? So he ran to the rabbi. He said, Rabbi, you cannot believe what happened. So what happened? He said, I understand everything I'm reading. What did you do? So he said, I didn't do anything. You did. So what happened? He said, you just made a transfusion. How do you say? You changed your blood. Your blood was contaminated with all the garbage, and you blocked your brain and your heart from seeing the Torah. The Torah is in front of you, but you did not see it. Now that your blood is all clean, you can see the Torah very clearly. I mean, this is scientifically proved. You can check it out anywhere. Okay, so what is so important about the kosher animal. Now, why did Hashem asking us to do that? It's very simple. And it says in a few next portion in Parashat Kedoshim, it says, because I'm Hashem holy, you must be holy. How are you going to be holy? You have to be different than any other nation in the world. And as you well remember, even Bilam, the prophet of the Goyim, he said, this nation is a different nation. Will not mix with any other nations. And it will always be separated to show you that really we are different people. If we like it or not, we are different, okay? And that's what Hashem wants us to be different than the rest of the world, because he chose us, and that's why we call the chosen people. And if you are a prince or princess, you have to show, and prove that, this position. You cannot be, I don't know if a prince or princess go to eat in McDonald's. I don't think so. They have a style. They have, higher level than that. And, that's why. So we know what we have to do. Now, the thing is, if all the people, all the Jews will eat kosher food, they will understand what it means, the Torah, what it means, and they will do tshuva immediately. And then the Mashiach will come in no time. The problem is that the lust and the desire of eating all this not kosher food is so great that some people cannot overcome this. So that's why in the Ethics of the Father, it says, Rabbi Elazar HaKapar says, the akinah ve'atava ve'akavod, jealousy, lust, desire, and chasing after respect and honor make the person to be almost crazy or just disappear. So the minute we know how to overcome the desire of things that we don't need, then we know that we're on the right way. As a matter of fact, in the same Ethics of the Father, it says, just to give us an idea how to live simple life and not to go crazy about whatever. It says you have to eat a piece of bread, pad b'melach, like with little salt, and you drink only just water when you need, and you sleep on the floor, and you be toiling in the Torah. Nobody can do that today. However, the idea is simple life. Don't go crazy with all this. I don't know. I'll tell you something. I will never forget that. I was, I think, 23 years old. First time I came to America. I didn't know what America is. I thought it's heaven. I don't know. Coming from Israel, from a small town. And then I moved to Jerusalem. So I went to meet the family of the future wife, and they took me to a club. I didn't understand what it means, club. Anyway, they told me, what do you like to eat? I know chicken, I know fish, what do I know? Okay, so no, you must try this steak here. Okay, I said, okay, steak, whatever. Okay, they brought the steak. It was about 5 inches high. I mean, how do you eat this thing? You need what do you call this? Electric saw to cut it. I mean, I tasted a little bit, and I thought that I almost got, I don't know. Anyway, it was not for me. But there are people, this is what they do in life. They have to have this steak of 5 inches high. Otherwise, they're not happy. Anyway, that was just a side story. So I'm very happy with my chicken, the kosher chicken, and I think it's the best thing with some fish. Baruch Hashem. Now, it's very important also to stay away from all the bugs that we have on different type of vegetables. It's very, very important. Some people say, oh, I'm going to a restaurant, but I eat only salad. Excuse me, you eat salad. You know what salad is? Salad is vegetable, right? And the blessing is borei peri adama. But if they have bugs, then it's shahakol. So there's a dispute here. You go to a restaurant, you don't check if it's kosher, not kosher. Eating salad doesn't mean that it's kosher. You have to make sure what we're eating. So that's why it's very important. Not only what we say, the way we talk, it is very important what we eat. They will and soon. Oh, I have to do the blessing. Oh, this story before we go. There was a group of Hasidic people. They came to a restaurant, and they checked with the owner. Is this place kosher? So he showed them all the certificates and all the proof that everything is 100% kosher, super glad kosher. So they were very happy, and they were sitting and talking, but not exactly Torah talking. So he approached them and said, "Excuse me, you are very concerned of what you bring into your body, but you're not concerned what you get out of your mouth, out of your body. You have to be very careful, what you say, what comes out, is not less important what goes in the body. So we have to know how to control the mouth, not only by how to talk, but it's also by what to eat. BeEzrat Hashem, and this will be the best solution for everybody, health-wise also. So the Rambam said, and you can check it out. He said, if a person is born healthy, he said, I promise you, you will never see a doctor if you do what I tell you, how to eat and how to drink. Can you believe it? The Rambam can say something like that? So, you can read it over there. He said, you eat only when you're hungry, you drink when you're thirsty, you don't go wild with the food, and I don't know, I think I tried to follow what he says. I mean, but it doesn't work all the time. However, it's a good direction. And if the person is healthy, you don't need more than that. Now, listen to the Rambam, you'll be happy. However, if somebody has issues, they have to check with the doctors. This is something else. We're talking about healthy people. So basically, the bottom line is Hashem wants only the best for us. If we listen to Hashem, we will miss nothing. We will have everything in life. And imagine when some time, it says that every day is going to be Shabbat. What are you going to do the whole 7 days? Learning Torah and eat. So you have kosher food and the Torah, and this is heaven on earth. BeEzrat Hashem. So we need to practice before that happens. So, to study Torah as much as we can, to eat kosher as much as we can, BeEzrat Hashem, and the redemption will come soon. We're waiting for the Mashiach, and we know that it's going to happen soon, BeEzrat Hashem. So we dedicate this shiur, I forgot to say in the beginning, also for all the sick people and all the soldiers and all the hostages to come home safe and quickly, BeEzrat Hashem. And we should not see no more sorrow and only good news. Thank you very much.
Good health for Rabbi Yosef Cohen.
And
good health for Rabbi Yosef Cohen.
And we have to pray for very dear Rabbi. He's a Rosh Yeshiva in Bnei Brak in Israel, Rabbi Yosef Cohen. He needs some good health to continue his yeshiva. BeEzrat Hashem, and we wish everybody a good week, good month, good year, good life. Okay. And any questions? Any?
Rabbi, how are you doing? I'm glad to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, I just sent a link with kosher symbols so people can check out when they go to the supermarket or whatever, because I actually had the fortune and misfortune of meeting a Hasid who works for the kosher union down here. So every time he visits, people get very nervous because they're like, oh, he's here,
Right.
Be careful what you eat. I did have a question though. When Nadav Abihu, they did all the stuff. They take the fire, and then they get consumed. Their souls get consumed. There are many different opinions about that, as you know.
Right.
And some people connected with the story of Gad Eden and this and that. But I saw that in Rashi, he talks about drinking alcohol before entering the Mishkan. And I was a bit confused. What is Rashi saying that these two characters actually drank alcohol before giving the korban?
Okay, this is as you said before, different opinions, different ways. They say the Torah said Esh Zara, which means strange fire. But the acronym of Esh Zara, if you go by the Hebrew letters, Aleph, but for Esh, Aleph, okay, the Isha, what does it mean? Isha, they did not marry, didn't have a woman, didn't have a wife. Aleph for Isha. Shin was for Shtuyim. Shtuyim was they were drunk. And here, what do you mean drunk? First of all, there was underage. How much they drank to really not to know what they're doing? And we're talking about Moshe Rabbeinu said that Nadav and Avihu, they were bigger than Moshe and Aharon. They were unbelievable, you know? So what does it mean, Shtuyim? So there are different arguments. Well, let's finish with this. Esh Zara, Zayin, they did not children, Zayin for Zera, and Resh, they were not rechutzim, they were not properly washed themselves, and He, they tried to to give the psak din in front of the rabbi of Moshe Rabbeinu. They cannot do that. If somebody does that, it's like death on the spot. Anyway, for any of these 5 things, there are so many things and opinions and explanation really what happened there. They were not like really drunk and like you see in the street that people are, you know, they lose their mind. They're absolutely not, because they were geniuses. They know exactly what, and even if they drink someday, it's allowed in their jobs, in them, of course. And so when the Rashi and some other commentaries said there was Shtuyim, maybe they did not see the right way how to enter, you know, because, you know, maybe they were like, not confused, but they did not see the right way how to enter to the point that they cannot, even Aharon could not enter only in Yom Kippur. So how can they think of the thought that they can go there? So they were like not balanced in the thinking in the sight. They thought that maybe they are so big and they loved Hashem so much and they want to show that, and that's one of the ideas that they went there anyway. And Hashem said, no, you cannot do that. I have to stop you. And that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Brian's saying, because he lives in Malaysia, they only have halal food, which he believes is different from Jewish halakha.
Halal food is not kosher. Don't go there.
He's asking what to do.
Well, that's a big problem. Either to eat vegetables and fruits, bread, skip the meat. If you have a shochet that can maybe do a kosher shchita, I doubt it, of chicken or something like that. But eat fish, kosher fish. Skip the meat. Nothing is going to happen. No meat. Don't worry about it. Believe me, I grew up in Israel, and we did not have meat for many, many, many years, and nothing happened to us. Baruch Hashem. So don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
All right. So I wish you a happy and healthy life. And BeEzrat Hashem, if the Mashiach is not going to come by Sunday, see you then. Okay. Okay. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye-bye. All the best. Take care.